Hi, I'm Stephanie DeGraw. Join us for the music scene. Hi, and welcome to the music scene. I'm your host, Stephanie DeGraw. And today's very special guests are all the way from Austin, Texas. I've got with me the Jeremy Miller Band. Thanks for being here, guys. We're going to go around the circle here and just find out who you are and what you play.
My name is Sonny, and I play guitar.
My name is Jeremy. I am the vocals.
Okay.
My name's Seth Tobin. I play bass.
I'm Josh Lee. I play drums.
I've heard their music already. I'm just excited to have them here on my show. They are great musicians, songwriters. They work very well as a group. Let's find out, going back to the beginning, how you all met and got together.
We actually met on Craigslist back in Austin. I started up the band, and then I put out an ad. It was like 14 pages long of basically saying you're not going to get paid for a while. And it's still holding true 4 years later.
So, kind of the life of the independent artist, right?
Yeah, so that's how we all met.
As far as independent musicians, you do play quite a bit, I understand.
Oh, yeah. We're creeping up on show 500 here pretty soon. And 3.5, 4 years that we've been together. We're like brothers. We've been together too long. I can't remember. So.
Yeah, that is great. And I know that you have a lot of tour stories. We can't repeat some of them here tonight. Well, let's get into explaining to people what your music is about.
Well, to use a genre term which everybody wants us to do in the industry, we usually say it's country rock. But coming from Texas, we have such a huge, diverse set of influences. Every one of us in the band has a different kind of musical background, and so we have rock influences, we have blues and jazz and country, and all that kind of comes together. So a lot of times when people, we play places that are country places, and we get the comment all the time, "Well, when are you guys going to play some country?" And the answer is usually, "This is our country." So,
right.
And I think that the music that we play really typifies our backgrounds, the rock and the country and the blues that all came out of Texas. So.
That's what's fun when you're listening to you guys. It's not the cookie cutter country music kind of music. It's a very original, independent style of music. And you've written a lot of the songs and you sing them. And I noticed that you do some really energetic songs, but you also can slow it down and do a ballad or two. But what inspires you?
Alcohol at 3 o'clock in the morning in the garage.
There you go.
That'll bring out every emotion you ever need.
Well, normally Jeremy will write the melody, he'll have the lyrics, he'll bring the song to us with the chord progressions, and then, I'll do my own fills, Sonny will fill in the leads, Josh or whatever drummer we have at the time will, apply their trade to the song as well. So every song has a piece of each of us in it. One of the things that I really like about the songs that Jeremy writes is they all come from a very personal place. There's no generic, there's very few lifestyle songs, which is very popular in country music right now. Personally, for me, that drives me nuts, and I really love the fact that we don't do that.
Yes, really a collaborative effort, and
Sure.
that's wonderful. You don't find that too often. A lot of times, just one person or a paid writer writes for you, but this is your real emotion and real stories of your lives. I think that's maybe why it's so relatable. When you were growing up, what were some of the musicians that you would listen to as a kid?
Oh man, Mom and Dad used to raise me on oldies, so I listened to all of that stuff from like the 60s and 70s and stuff. And as I got older, and they started letting me listen to whatever I wanted to, it changed drastically. Went to like Nirvana and Metallica and stuff like that. And I'm out of that phase though. So.
Oh, okay. And what would you say you listen to?
Well, for me, my parents were big hippies, and so we grew up on a really healthy diet of Southern rock and classic rock. So for me, it was all about Lynyrd Skynyrd and the band and Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead and all those guys, the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. And for my age, I missed all that music, but once I had listened to that from my parents, when the music that was being played during my time, I really thought wasn't very good. A lot of the music that out of the 80s and 90s I thought was really terrible. I mean, there was some really good stuff in there that I liked, but and again, to echo Seth's points, one of the things I love about this band is that we have the freedom to contribute on our own level. So if I play parts that are a little more reminiscent of my styles, they still fit. It kind of puzzles together and still works. So.
What about you guys?
For me, my dad was an old honky tonker, so I grew up on a George Jones and Marty Robbins, and then as I got older, I developed my own style and interests, and like Jeremy said, Metallica, so I was a huge Cliff Burton guy. When I first picked up my bass guitar, to this day, I'm still trying to learn Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, and so, I'll play the heck out of that, and, Megadeth, that type of thing. So a lot of the bass lines that I write or the fills that I use are, fills that I, learned from what I would call the golden age of thrash metal, and so that's what a lot of the fills. It's not a thrash metal lick that's in the song, but it's definitely the pattern, the scale that I use. That's what I'm most comfortable with.
That's so amazing. And what do you listen to or did when you were growing up?
Well, I would say this. My mom bought me a radio when I was really young, and I got my drum set, and all I would do is put the headphones on and just pick through station by station and learn, I guess, different styles of music. And it was either country or it was rock. And I think I remember the first time my mom bought me, Stairway to Heaven. She bought a tape for me, and then also about Pearl Jam, and that's when I kind of learned a little bit more about rock. But I think what really did it was watching CMT on TV.
That's great. And you can really tell who the younger person in the group is growing up on CMT. What are some of the challenges that you have as musicians? I know all of you are holding full-time jobs as well as all of this touring. So how do you kind of balance out the life?
Well, my job, I'm a delivery driver. And there's only 2 delivery drivers at the company I work with. And the other guy is my dad. So when I got stuff I got to go do, hey, Dad, cover me.
Right on.
So he does that. But
that's great to have that family support.
It's a lot tougher. I've been trying to find a place with that kind of flexibility. It's difficult. I've got a family, so certainly got to make a certain amount of money. As an independent artist, that kind of financial backing is going to be hard to come by. So, that's why we play so many shows, and we try to be visible. We try to give ourselves every opportunity to be seen, to grow, to meet the right kind of people, so that we can. Our primary goal is to be able to do this for a living. And when we reach that point, we can kind of look at other goals. But right now, we're out there pounding the pavement for that reason. As an independent artist, it's just real tough.
Yes, and I know that you also have been working very hard on an album, which I'm very excited has been released. And let's talk about the title of the album.
That's called Way Too Fast. The concept of the record was supposed to happen like 2 years ago when we were playing show after show after show after show after everything just kind of snowballed.
Now it's finally done, and I know that I'll be helping you look for distribution as well. Right on. I'm definitely behind this band. Well, as independent artists, I know you guys are all over the internet. Where can we find you?
Right, indeed we are. You can find us at myspace.com/The Jeremy Miller Band, or you can find us on Facebook. In addition to that, you can find our tracks online at iTunes, Amazon.com, Rhapsody if you're into streaming audio. If you're into purchasing just regular MP3s, you can do that from a place that we have called digstation.com. Also, you can find us at another site called Radio Free Texas, and that's really a great site. It's a streaming radio station that plays exclusively Texas artists. You can log on, it's free, and you can make a request. You can find us, make the request, and then we'll be part of that streaming radio broadcast. And if you're so inclined, you can actually even purchase a club membership, and that comes with a bunch of perks.
Oh, right on.
But Radio Free Texas is a great place to find us.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you. We will check out you guys online. I've been talking to the Jeremy Miller Band from Austin, Texas, and this has been The Music Scene. I'm your host, Stephanie DeGraw. Thank you so much for joining us.